We're catching up with Tindalos here at E3 to find out a little bit more about a game called Battlefleet, Gothic, Armada. So, well, that's a title that sort of compels. Could you tell us a little bit about how you came to work on this property, to work on this game?
Well, we were basically huge fans of all Warhammer IPs and stuff. So we have been playing the board games for the last 20 years. And after the last title we developed, which is called Ethereum, we went to see our editor Focus, and we're talking about the next game we wanted to do. And then we said Battlefleet Gothic. So Cedric Lagaric, the managing partner of Focus, said, oh, this is a game for you, definitely. Because we firstly developed the first game of the studios called Stellar Impact, a MOBA in the space universe. Well, at this time, as a little studio, we couldn't afford the IP. So right now, this is the real baby of the studio.
Is that sort of same for you, that this is something that you wanted to do for a long time?
Oh yeah, I play all Warhammer license since I'm 10, and all the RPG, all the video games, all the board games. So I'm a very huge fan.
So what is it about that property that you felt, okay, this is something that not only is great to do, but something that fits us really well as well?
It fits all perfectly. I mean, in the studio we often just stay and sleep work until 4 in the morning, and we are 9 months of development right now, but I think we have a great content to show for this E3. And I mean, Warhammer is our life, you know, we have purity seals. I'm basically the Grandmaster Lord Inquisitor at the studio, so you can see how deep fans we are.
So if you were to sort of describe this for someone who is not sort of familiar with the sort of original property and so on and so
Yes.
forth, what do you think it is about it that stands out? What kind of things would it sort of, just your normal sort of strategy player, what kind of things could they expect?
Vas-y.
Well, we aim to call Battlefleet Gothic a spaceball game, called the idea behind the title is to transpose 18th century galleon naval fight into space with broadside shooting and bloody boarding parties and so on. So you will have, like, you will incarnate a captain, an admiral, and it's going to be like you were in the 18th century, but into space, with fighting like torpedoes shooting, nova cannons, probes, whatever, asteroids, gas fields, you know, using the sun for have more power, and a lot of upgrades. You have all the big houses like Inquisition, Navis Nobility, Adeptus Mechanicus, all those guys are here. You can get like battle barge for Smith Marines as favor of the houses, you know, you will have all the stuff around.
Is it surprising to you that this has not been attempted before?
Oh, sorry?
Well, it's not really a surprise, because we wanted it so much that we had to keep it. And thanks to the Emperor, now we make it, so we had the time to do it.
So you mentioned you've only worked on it for 9 months. So what kind of stuff are you showing here at E3? What are people getting a taste of here?
Well, you have what the game is going to be with only 2 races for the moment, because we have the Imperium and the Chaos. But you're getting like the full graphics for all those 2 races. You have the upgrade panels and everything, and the version is already playable on a solo mode.
And you're looking at, that sort of tip the scale that you're looking into multiplayer. What kind of ideas do you have for that?
I'm sorry?
Are you looking into multiplayer then? What kind of ideas do you have for that?
Into the multiplayer, well, you got all the 4 races, and you will have 2 versus 2.
Yep.
And, well, I don't want to talk too much about the game right now, you know, because it's very exciting, but I keep the surprise.
Yeah, it sounds like something that I would love to play in multiplayer and sort of, kind of, yeah. I mean, it's an interesting concept to realize.
Yeah, the multiplayer is going to be great, cool, but the solo is going to be cool as well, because the Gothic sector are 7 subsectors, and in those subsectors you have 10 to 14 solar systems that you have to keep, because Battlefleet Gothic Armada is totally related to the original IP, so it works like a crisis management. In the original story that takes place during the 12th Black Crusade of Abaddon the Despoiler, the Chaos attacked the Gothic sector that belonged to the Imperium. So the whole story is about keeping your solar system, keeping your bonuses, and watch out for the Inquisition not to shoot out too many exterminators on the planets.
It's a lot to keep track of. Do you have like a schedule in mind, a roadmap ahead for development? When you think you will sort of begin to be ready?
Let's say early 2016.
All right. Sounds reasonable. Thank you so much for your time, both of you.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time, it was a pleasure.